So I think we'd all agree that the Jets are on the right track. Just like Madden 23, it's showing signs of being better, but they're still not great yet. But there are pieces kind of coming together. Maybe the Jets are a little further along than Madden 23 is, but in this video we're going to be rebuilding the New York Jets. I really like what they've been doing in free agency and the draft the past few years. It's now about finally putting it all together, and now taking over the reins as the GM for Joe Douglas, who's done a great job, I think. The results aren't all the way there yet, but I think they're on the right track. But anyway, Joe Douglas fired, me taking over in Madden, virtual GM. Let's go ahead and rebuild this Jets team. So let's take a look at the team. And there are some things that changed a lot here, like Mekhi Becton in real life. His biggest deal is just staying healthy. And I really don't even think that the weight is too much of a problem, because what's the difference between like a 6'5" or 6'4", 335-pound tackle versus someone that's 6'7", 6'8", that weighs 365. I know the issue starts to get when he's like, 380 plus, but then the reports are that he was never actually that heavy. I don't know. I think it's just kind of some unfortunate fluke injuries. He's just a big dude in general, but is very, very good when he's healthy. And keep in mind that he's still so young, so he could still get a whole lot better. Elijah Vera-Tucker, awesome young offensive lineman. Played left tackle at USC as well, but has been a very good guard. Connor McGovern is fine. Signed Laken Tomlinson in free agency, and then Dwayne Brown, I think, was just signed due to the Mekhi Becton injury. George Fant is also here. And then receiving core, got Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. Corey Davis is my third favorite of these three. I would prefer to develop Garrett Wilson, I think. Braxton Berrios is good enough. Denzel Mims probably ends up getting traded, I think. At running back, I like the running back group. Breece Hall was amazing at Iowa State. And as a Texas Longhorn fan, I saw it way too much. He was a really, really good player. And then Michael Carter at UNC was an awesome 1-2 punch with Javonte Williams and was also a really solid rookie. I think he's going to be a great running back by committee with Breece Hall, Tevin Coleman, even Tyler Johnson maybe, or Ty Johnson a little bit. And then Zach Wilson. He is young, was decent the second half of his rookie season, and keep in mind that this is still an unbelievably young player. And traditionally with quarterbacks, they might not even hit their stride until their late 20s or even into their 30s. So we have such high expectations for QBs right away. And yeah, you got to show something. You got to show some type of improvement. Guys like Sam Darnold never quite did. Jets fans, at least maybe now, can appreciate that or at least recognize that. But Zach Wilson was actually not bad in the back half of last year, showing a ton of promise. And obviously, like, athletically, the talent is off the charts. Big time arm, really good athlete. 83 speed honestly feels even a little low. He is a very high potential player, and I think we're going to look back on this quarterback class very fondly with Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Davis Mills even, right? I might even be forgetting one more. So I just got done editing my 20-year rebuild of the Detroit Lions, and that's a super long video. It took me a super long time to edit, and thankfully I was wearing these Felix Gray blue light filtering glasses, so once I get off the computer, I can go straight to bed without a problem. And yes, of course they actually work. They filter up to 15 times more blue light than competitors, and I wouldn't wear them or promote them if I thought they didn't work. Otherwise, it'd be a huge waste of my time. Almost as big of a waste of time as tossing and turning every night after a day of looking at screens. If you're on your phone, TV, computer, you are getting harmful blue light. And yes, the Felix Gray blue light filtering glasses are absolutely the way to go if you want to sleep better. They even have special sleep glasses which filter up even more. And of course, my go-to, the Hopper style with the Seneca Mist colorway. If these aren't for you though, they have a number of different options you can choose on their website, which is linked down in the description. So click the link in the description, go to getfelixgray.com, use code BENGAL10 to get 10% off. That's getfelixgray.com, link is in the description. Do your eyes a favor and go down there, use code BENGAL10 for 10% off. And with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you really don't have anything to lose. So again, click the link in the description, getfelixgray.com, and use code BENGAL10. And then a tight end brought in CJ Uzama and Tyler Conklin, Jeremy Ruckert in the draft. I think it's a good-looking offense. Defensively, it's not quite so good. That's why you go out and you draft Sauce Gardner inside the top 5. Was unbelievable at Cincinnati. DJ Reed is a good undersized corner, but I'm going to keep Bryce Hall on the boundary. It's funny, they have Breece Hall and Bryce Hall, Michael Carter and Michael Carter, who is also quite good as a rookie. Jordan Whitehead got brought in free agency. LaMarcus Joyner, Ashton Davis. Probably prefer to start Ashton Davis at this point. Star Dev, younger. Kind of what it comes down to. And then linebacking core, Quan Alexander, CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams. The brother of Quinnen Williams. That's another one I could bring up with the kind of similar / same names theme. Also Bryce Huff to go with Bryce Hall. I think that's not quite the same. But Carl Lawson, beast. Carl Lawson got injured last year. Obviously, really didn't play at all. I think was sidelined the entire year. I think it was a training camp injury, right? And he was, I think, number 1 or number 2 in the league 2 years ago in pressures, which is a better indicator of how disruptive a pass rusher is, rather than just looking at sacks. He was really, really good. He's a freak athlete. It's all about staying healthy, which has always been a problem for him. I think even dating back to Auburn. But he can be a great player when on the field, and then pairing him up with some of the studs on this defensive line, Bryce Huff is good. Really good rotational pass rusher. Quinnen Williams, John Franklin Myers is one of the most underrated players in football, I think. I'm going to start Jermaine Johnson, first-round pick. I really like what he did at Florida State, by way of Georgia, by way of Independence Community College. And then Jacob Martin in here could be worse too. And John Franklin Myers has the athleticism to play on the edge. I'm going to slide him into defensive tackle. I think it's going to work better in Madden that way. He'll probably end up being my rush defensive tackle anyway, so might as well just deal with that, start him over Solomon Thomas so that Jermaine Johnson can play. And you know, after this season, I might heavily consider a switch to a 3-4 just because of our personnel. I'm thinking Jermaine Johnson outside linebacker, Bryce Huff outside linebacker, keep Carl Lawson at defensive end, John Franklin Myers DN, Quinnen Williams nose. Obviously, in real football, Quinnen Williams probably wouldn't be asked to be a nose tackle. He's more of a 3-tech, in my opinion. And then Carl Lawson, not really a 3-4 defensive end. But in Madden, I think it would just kind of work better, considering that we don't really have good depth at linebacker. And even CJ Mosley is like 30 years old, star dev, only going to get worse. Not really a good option for me. Oh, 1-6. That's not great. That is not great. Am I going fire sale mode here? I do realistic rebuilds, but that's a different series. I do like the main rebuild, kind of just have a little bit more fun, anything goes, make the team good. And then I do the realistic rebuilds where I'm really only focusing on, like, I would say more hyper-realistic moves. Like, you see crazier stuff happen in the real life in the NFL. But here, I'm going to get a little bit crazy. I do want to bring Bryce Huff back because I think he's going to be... He's actually less affordable than I would have thought. I want the player, though. I'm going to give him a 4-year deal. And, yeah, I like the way that looks. Probably will be a starter for me. LaMarcus Joyner and George Fant I can trade right now. Connor McGovern I might want to bring back. Don't care about anybody else. I don't. Trading George Fant and Quincy Williams to the Commanders for a second-round pick next year. They would have done it with just George Fant, but I really wanted to split up the family. I don't know why I did it. But yeah, LaMarcus Joyner has no interest from anybody. We've already negotiated all the guys back that I want to return, except for Connor McGovern. How expensive is he? Like $6 million a year. I can probably do better. Yeah, we'll let him go. Or I can try and trade him. We're not going to be in the playoffs this year. I'm sending Connor McGovern a 5th rounder and a 6th rounder to the Jaguars for a 2nd round pick. It's projected to be really high right now. Things could change, but I think that's a pretty good move for us. And I really haven't looked into the scouting class at all, the draft class at all. The strengths are corner, quarterback, and wide receiver. I don't really need any of those. Maybe a corner if there's one good enough. Okay, I mean, some of these quarterbacks do look very good, but I'm not getting rid of Zach Wilson, so I'm going to be okay on that. So we actually had an incredible comeback going 7-10, which is honestly kind of annoying because I would have had a higher pick. Instead, I don't know, win for no reason. Like, it's nice to win, but after a 1-6 start, what's the point? Breece Hall has 1,100 yards. Wouldn't call it a great season at 3.8 yards per carry. He just had nearly 300 attempts. Garrett Wilson was very solid as a rookie, and then defensively, way too many tackles. It means our defense was on the field too much. 26 tackles for loss, though, for Quinnen Williams is very cool. Carl Lawson with 9 sacks, 8 for Jermaine Johnson, 7.5 for Franklin Myers, 7 for Quinnen Williams, and then some interceptions for a few different guys. we got to change the offensive and defensive playbooks. I'm not sure if we're going to go to a 3-4 like I suggested that we could, but we might. Just kind of depends on how this offseason goes, what type of talent we can get to the team, and then we'll make those decisions. But whether we go to a 3-4 or not, linebacker remains a huge need. Cowboys beat the Colts in the Super Bowl by 20. Stafford wins MVP. Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Year. Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year. And then you have Garrett Wilson, Offensive Rookie of the Year. We'll take that. Devin Lloyd of the Jaguars wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. And we will go to the offseason. $50 million in available salary cap space. Probably will hold on to quite a bit of that, as I don't really plan on bringing back really anybody in here. So we'll start fresh, save that money, and see what type of talent we can recruit to our team. Let's just sign Tom Brady and just go for it. Mike Gesicki's here. That's a little bit tempting to me. The obvious Elton Jenkins sign. It's funny to see big market East Rutherford. Because if you play this game and you're not from New Jersey, you probably don't know that they play in East Rutherford. You probably know they play in New Jersey. If you didn't know, now you know. The Jets and Giants play in New Jersey. But East Rutherford is like barely even a town. It just kind of is the stadium, the Meadowlands, kind of. So I know I signed Elton Jenkins quite a lot, but at the same time, he's just like, you know, young, talented, seems to always have interest in the team that I am. So I'm just going to sign him probably. Garrett Wilson, I think, won Offensive Rookie of the Year, so he did go up to Superstar Dev. And Playmaker, everyone is telling me, is huge for upgrades. However, when the CPU upgrades him week to week, they're going to do Playmaker, so I might as well do something else that they're not going to upgrade. So I'll do Deep Threat for now. Quinnen Williams went up to Superstar Dev. And as you can see, Sauce only had Star. Not really a big surprise. I think I remember hearing that a lot of the rookies, almost everybody, had only Star. With the exception of like Evan Neal, Ike Mekwonu, and I think that's it, honestly. I haven't done the Jaguars, but it would shock me if Trayvon Walker had Superstar. I think it might only be those two. I think it is. Going after 2 offensive linemen. It's honestly a great day for me because Eric McCoy finally has interest, and I feel like I try to sign Eric McCoy every single rebuild, and he, again, evades me. Clowney back to the Texans, though. Sean Murphy-Bunting at Superstar Dev. I guess he had no interest in me, but I would have tried. Eric McCoy going out to Seattle. I can't say that the draft class looks amazing, but there are some players I'm at least interested in, especially these 2 outside linebackers. Down the board look like amazing value. I am going to look at some of the offensive linemen as well. Maybe I shouldn't even look at Akeem Flowers because I already kind of know about him. But I'm interested to know about these offensive linemen. I think this might be one of those rare instances where I draft an offensive lineman. I rarely do it just because they're never really all that good in the first round. There's never really a reason to, but this could be the rare time that it actually ends up happening. So Mekhi Becton is moving back over to left tackle. The offense could change. I don't know why Laken Tomlinson would be at center. I think I probably will end up drafting the center. I haven't seen his full attributes. I think he was just a focus player for me, right? But he did look pretty good. We have a top 10 pick. That could change. I don't really know that I'm going to draft anybody inside the top 10. I think these quarterbacks are going to be pretty good. But what I'm really interested in is this center down the board. Hunter Thomas, B awareness, A impact block, only C pass block, a little bit disappointing. A run block though, with elite speed and elite strength, 40 reps of 225 at the combine, elite acceleration, elite agility. Did I find a generational center? This is probably the best center prospect I've seen. Yeah, that's absolutely a player I'm going to be drafting. Okay, at number 9, I'm probably, I'm highly considering a trade down. Definitely could happen, and I think it's probably the right move considering the talent I actually want in this draft. They're in like the 2nd and 3rd round, so I would rather spend 2nd round picks on them than 1st round picks, obviously, if I can. This safety is intriguing, though. Cassius Gilmore looks fairly good. Run support first safety. Zone coverage really isn't terrible with elite strength, great speed. I'm considering it. If I trade down to like and he might even be available in the second round. If I can trade down and get 2 first-round picks from anybody, I'm going to do that. I'm only getting offers for Seahawks pick next year, which I like, and a second-round pick this year. That's going to be really tough to say no to. Let me take the Dolphins first this year, their second this year, and then reevaluate once we get to pick 17 if I want to really take that safety or not. Honestly, this is genius. Trade the number 17 overall pick and something else for the Bucks first round pick, number 30, back end of the first round, cool, whatever, but also their first round pick next year, which is projected to be a 27, but I'm really actually hyping this up to be way more genius than it is. It's like kind of obvious. But they don't have Tom Brady anymore. They could be quite bad. So we're going to go ahead and make this trade happen. Are you kidding me? All right, I'll trade a third round pick. Yeah, I'll trade a third round pick next year and we'll make this work. So number 17 and a third next year for a first this year, first next year. And if the safety is available at 30, I think I will take them. Okay, let's see. Round 1, pick 30. And is the safety still available? He is. I mean, I might as well. Let's take him. We get a 5th-year option, which I probably wouldn't take anyway. But back into the first round, even if he's Matt Elam, I don't care. The value is there, and he looks pretty good. Athletically, great. 91 speed, 92 acceleration, instant starter at strong safety probably. Linebacker's a big need, but we're going to address that here pretty soon. So I would call that a pretty big success. And the Niners are offering me their first round pick next year for this second round pick. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Probably could have gotten more value if we just straight up traded with somebody for it. And this is where I'm starting to think about taking my good value players down the board. Okay, up first is Bryce Buchanan. Outside linebacker out of Tennessee, only 21 years old, B block shed, A pursuit, A tackle, B zone coverage, elite speed. Everything looks really good with him. Think he should be an awesome player for me. And he's got 87 speed, 90 acceleration. Tough to know how good the player is, but hidden dev is quite good. So I would say I'm quite happy with the way that has turned out. We've had a really good draft. You know, sometimes you see me in these drafts, I trade up and I get a lot of picks near the top 10. And other times it works out really nicely where the value is down the board and I don't have to move all the way up. I can just continue to trade down, accumulate picks, and accumulate talent. I'm going to take the defensive tackle here because I think the player is really good. Don't really know about block shedding, but B finesse moves, A power moves, B something else. Seems pretty good. Does have hidden dev, 86 strength, 76 speed. Good player. Round 3, pick 9. I don't want to miss out on any of my remaining players. There are really just 2 guys that I want. The tight end I could take off the board, don't care. I want the center, and I want the outside linebacker, and I think our team would be looking really good if that were the case. Now, the question becomes, when are they going to go off the board? Tight end is in 23, potentially, but it could go way earlier than this. And then the center and the outside linebacker, 65 picks away and 66 picks away. I'm going to gamble and say they make it to round 3, pick 9. If they don't, I mean, it'll be really unfortunate. Najee Harris. Okay, Najee Harris going to the Chargers there. Not the running back out of Alabama. And they're both still available. The center to me is slightly more valuable, but I'm probably just going to trade up after this as well. So I'm taking the center. 92 strength is great for a center. Hidden dev, only 21 years old, and the USC connection with Elijah Vera Tucker. 75 speed's pretty good, 84 acceleration, 73 agility. I think the player's really good. Like, not the best pass blocker, I understand. We're going to have to deal with it. Trading a 4 and a 6 this year and a 4 next year for number 74 from the Falcons. Don't want to miss out on this outside linebacker. And Jaden Nixon out of Bama is still on the board. D block shedding, obviously bad. Everything else is fantastic. Elite speed, elite change of direction, great acceleration, great agility. This is the true, pure cover linebacker. A tackle, B pursuit. Everything about this guy looks good except for D block shedding. But he's now a New York Jet. Only normal development, but athletically looks phenomenal. 88 speed, acceleration, and agility. Really can't complain about that, especially here in the 3rd round. Not mad about it. Draft recap. I think that went pretty well. Cassius Gilmore's is 75, which I guess is about what I expected. You know, maybe 74, 75. 75 is pretty good. 76 overall for Bryce Buchanan. Bryce Buchanan seems pretty good. South Carolina Keems Flowers is a 74. Hunter Thomas, 73. Jaden Nixon, 73. CPU had a decent draft down the board as well. I'm curious to see how well we did in the grand scheme of things, because there were corners and running backs rated really high. There was a quarterback, Aiden Sanders, did end up being as good as I thought he would be. Will Barkley was on my board. We just obviously wouldn't have gone running back at any point. Derek Hill, I mean, look at this great value corner in the 3rd round. Not much of a man guy. For whatever reason, I'm going to do a real blast in the past name. You guys might not even know who this is. Reminds me of Dwayne Gratz. Has a Dwayne Gratz vibe to him. Okay, this is former Jags corner Dwayne Gratz, and this is Derek Hill in the game. Definitely similar vibes, like unquestionably. As I record this, I'm also playing a little GeoGuessr with Lefty Raffle. Shout out Lefty. It's funny, a lot of people don't know that I'm decent at GeoGuessr. And I'll be in these GeoGuessr streams sometimes. People say, "Oh, I didn't know you played GeoGuessr." Yeah, I have a channel for it, my 3rd channel. I've been uploading Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and recently Revelations on it. So it's been like more of a Let's Play channel recently. But it is for GeoGuessr. I stream GeoGuessr. I've been in some tournaments. I was in the Rainbolt Pro GeoGuessr tournament. I'm not quite as good as some of those guys. But yeah, if you're interested in that, check it out. Link is in the description to Gene Dangus and in my channels box on my homepage as well. So Thomas will start at center. It's pretty good. And then defensively, do I go 4-3 here? Do I go 3-4? I think I stick 4-3 and just change it to Chiefs playbook. So I think we're actually going to set this up in a really nice way. Why? Bishop, the rookie, is going to be my 3rd down running back. He is receiving back type. I mean, all right, I'll give it a shot if he's the highest overall for that spot. Offense looks pretty good. I'm probably going to have Garrett Wilson in the slot again, and this is the way everything's going to be set up, except for, yeah, just Garrett Wilson in the slot. And I'm going to try out the rookie at receiving back or 3rd down back. Same thing, basically. Dude, is Taylor Tate not the most, like movie football player name of all time? Wow, dude is bad. Actually, hold on. He's got A finesse moves. He's just, I don't know, maybe not bad, but some of those attributes aren't looking great. 4-3, definitely an improvement on how we started off last season, and we're still only an 83 overall. I would say this is going fairly well so far, and I don't really have much to say other than who do we need to bring back or potentially ignore? Quinnen Williams, Carl Lawson, not saying that Bryce Hall, Corey Davis, Mekhi Becton. Whitehead's going to walk. Ashton Davis, don't really care about, honestly. All right, Becton is back. I'm just going to play it safe and give Quinnen Williams a low-risk deal. And then Carl Lawson, my only concern is he is 28, and he's actually kind of expensive. I'm just going to keep this offer. If he accepts, he accepts. And he's back for the next 3 seasons. That probably isn't a great contract just because he's a little bit too expensive for somebody that's 28 and only star dev, which means he's really only going to get worse. We'll try a low risk on Bryce Hall. He wants more money. Why do you not want to come back, dude? These guys are so unappreciative. And we end up going 9-8. It isn't amazing. Could have been worse. Zach Wilson, though, nearly 5,000 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 16 interceptions is too many. Breece Hall was pretty good, took a bit of a step up this year, 14 touchdowns as well. And we threw the ball a lot. 8 touchdowns for Elijah Moore on over 100 catches, 1,400 yards. Big season for Garrett Wilson as well. Corey Davis was pretty good as a 3rd option. Tyler Conklin even got involved. And then defensively, show me something interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Carl Lawson, 17 sacks, 15.5 for Quinnen Williams, because they can call him Q. I'm like, I don't know him like that. And then interceptions, not really anything crazy, although Bryce Buchanan with 3, Jaden Nixon with 2. Seems like having the good cover players at linebacker is already paying dividends. And the Bucks beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl, 38-35. Logan Ryan is your Super Bowl MVP. Giants legend, wow. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Cooper Kupp, Offensive Player of the Year, back-to-back years. Actually, 3 in a row if you count real life. He was Offensive Player of the Year in real life in 2021, right? I think so. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year, and then the Bucks quarterback, Jamie Spector, is your Offensive Rookie of the Year. You know what's funny is as soon as I started talking about how genius the strategy is to trade with the Bucks, they, of course, draft the Rookie of the Year quarterback that leads them to a Super Bowl victory. The first time ever a rookie starter quarterback would have won the Super Bowl. Yeah, obviously didn't work out. Now Bryce Hall is interest. What changed? What changed with Bryce Hall? Okay, or don't show me. Certainly going to avoid this kicker. We've mentioned that. Corey Davis, don't care. Jordan Whitehead, we've replaced him. Ashton Davis, I can replace him. Yeah, but Bryce Hall, why are you all of a sudden interested? Jets playoff contender. I guess we're playoff contender now. Okay, well, I can probably just offer you a medium risk contract, make it 4 years, and just sign him. Welcome back, Bryce Hall. That actually worked out really well. Joe Burrow in free agency. Justin Jefferson's here as well. And unfortunately, Zach Wilson doesn't have the franchise QB tag. Okay, so there are a bunch of really good players in free agency. We got to figure out what the biggest need is from the players available. I think I might go after Justin Jefferson. That would be such a good wide receiver one on this team. That would be such a big get for the squad. Thomas has star dev, by the way. Defensively, Quinnen Williams up to superstar X Factor, and Gilmore. Did you get superstar dev or did you have it? He had it. Cassius Gilmore, superstar dev, very good pickup. Never checked at the midseason mark. And then we also see Buchanan had star. Nixon got star, but we need safety. Bryce Huff has been playing over Jermaine Johnson. I don't really know what to do about that. Like, I don't really have a problem with that, to be honest. But we need safety. I like everything else. Safety, linebacker, and then I'm going to try and pay Justin Jefferson. That would be a really big get. Safeties, we have some options. Obviously, Jordan Whitehead, but we just let him go. Kyle Ducker's 28 already? Is he like a super old rookie? Yeah, 24-year-old rookie. I mean, obviously had to have been, right? But wow, that is kind of wild. Antoine Winfield Jr. would be big. I think I'd rather sign Darnell Savage just because he's more interested. He'll be cheaper. A 3-year deal actually works out pretty well. I could still look to draft a free safety, but that should be a very attainable player. Logan Wilson, probably not. Jordan Brooks, yes. That's the one. Daniil Hunter's also sick, but I'm going to go after Jordan Brooks here. Not super cheap, not terribly expensive. I think it's going to end up working out just fine. I can probably take the money down a little bit since we are the only team with interest right now. And then we're going to have to overpay for Justin Jefferson. Like, absolutely will be overpaying for him. Oh, that's so much money. I can't afford this. Although no one is going after him, so I guess there's a chance. I mean, we're paying a lot of money here. Maybe, I don't know. We're going to go for it. Got to go all out if you want to win sometimes. Justin Jefferson remains unsigned. Jordan Brooks is now being offered by the Bengals. We got Darnell Savage. Dude, CJ Mosley. I knew he was getting paid. I forgot it was quite so much. You're getting cut. Sorry, CJ. You free 17 mil in cap room? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. John Franklin Myers also, I mean, he's not going to be a cap casualty. We could get really crazy and cut him and then re-sign him for less. But not right now, because I would just put him in the regular free agency pool, and I don't want to do that. CJ Uzama, though, unfortunately, will also be a cap casualty. If I can trade him, okay, I can get a little bit of value. Trading CJ Uzama and a 5th for a 2nd-round pick from the Texans. Good way to get rid of that money, plus get some value back for it, and that freed up a ton of cap space. Okay, so Justin Jefferson still is not signed. Wow, Jordan Brooks didn't either. Also, I mean, Justin Herbert replacing Joe Burrow with the Bengals. That's kind of funny because Herbert, I don't want to say anything crazy. We're just going to hold on to that. Burrow, you know, there's talk about what if, you know, the Bengals went a different direction, if there was an NFL redraft or whatever. I've done NFL draft do-over videos. I still had the Bengals taking Joe Burrow. But now Joe Burrow headed up to the Lions. Pretty unlikely, I think. And Justin Herbert taking his place in Cincinnati. A lot of crazy things happening. A.J. Terrell to the Steelers. Brian Burns to Minnesota. Daniil Hunter staying in the division but going to the Lions. And then Jordan Brooks went to the Bengals as well. The question is, will I end up getting Justin Jefferson? I really would like to. Justin Jefferson still has not signed. I'm trying to get him at a value. Just don't really want anybody else to go in. But no one's offering him. And we've signed Justin Jefferson. Let's go. Okay, big time addition to the receiving core. That is a big get. We have 3 really good receivers now. Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, Justin Jefferson. And we've done it with, I think, being fairly financially responsible. Somewhat. Obviously gave Jefferson a huge contract, but worth it, I think. No middle linebacker. That's a problem, I would agree. But we're going to figure that out. I know the Jets would love to have a safety play there like Jamie and Sherwood or Hampson to Cyril Dean, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get an actual linebacker that can play. I have so much depth on the defensive line. I have to trade one of those defensive linemen. The fact that I have that amount of depth on the defensive line, we got to trade 1 or 2 of those guys for a pick or a linebacker or something. I'm thinking about taking a shot on Barry James here. Elite athleticism. Not like the best of all time, just overall. Looks definitely good. I'm considering it. We're just going to simulate to pick number 17. We do have multiple first-round picks. I'm probably not going to spend all of them. I could trade for like a really good, well-established middle linebacker, and I might even look to go in that direction. The middle linebacker I want, Barry James. I don't even know that he's that good, by the way, but he isn't supposed to go for quite a bit. So I think what I'm going to do, is trade down or trade for like a really good, well-established linebacker. Who could I trade for? Roquan Smith? That would actually be a really good fit. And it's a player that has been rumored to be on the trade block anyway. So a round 1 first rounder here probably won't do it. It was actually closer than I thought. I would give you a round 1 and a second round pick. I don't know why I keep saying round 1 like that. I'll give you a first and a second round pick, and you give me Roquan Smith. And the trade is done. Welcome, Roquan Smith, to the New York Jets. Bears are offering me a first-round pick next year. Are they supposed to be good again? I think the Raiders are going to be worse, though. I'll bet on that. So, it could end up being not true, but I'll take my chances. And then I'm actually going to trade this pick for a future one as well. No one's offering one. I'm going to get one anyway. I'll get the Bears pick, too. Whatever. Trading a first and a second round pick here for the Bears. First and second round pick next year. Again, a little bit of a gamble, but I think they're not going to be all that good. So I'll take my chances. Okay, now a little insurance policy here. Let's go ahead and take Barry James, first middle linebacker on the board here. So he could have really gone at any minute. We won't let him fall any further. 91 speed, hidden dev, pretty good. We knew he was going to be really fast, though. I'm just concerned about kind of all of the other attributes. Yeah, and he's only 71. We did get a 71 overall receiver down the board. But yeah, Barry James, I just didn't feel good enough about him as a player to not get a player like Roquan Smith. And it seems like this draft class wasn't super great. 278s is like fine. A 77 and then many 75s, a few 76s sprinkled in there as well. But yeah, not like an overpowered draft class by any means. The receiver Whitfield does indeed have star dev. Could be superstar or superstar X Factor, I guess, but it won't be. Garrett Wilson, I'm going to start over Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore's so good, though. But we also got Justin Jefferson. So it is what it is. Roquan Smith will start at middle linebacker. And my linebackers who were rookies last year will stay starting because they did a really good job. Okay, so team looks pretty good. I like the way things are looking. The only thing is like maybe starting Jermaine Johnson over Bryce Huff. But I don't know. It feels like, a waste to have Jermaine Johnson on the bench. And even Jacob Martin is like, okay, good pass rush specialist. And he's like not really going to be playing that much. Buchanan surely is going to play over James here. We'll just keep our good depth. That's all it is. We'll keep them. The pass rush specialists can remain where they are. And hopefully just the good overall quality of the team will help us win. We're at 87 overall. Should be good enough to get some wins. I'm hoping for a playoff berth here. We'll have to see what happens. Ooh, week 8 breakout linebacker. We're 3-4, by the way. Not great, but Roquan Smith, That's who has it, not one of the younger outside linebackers. It's the guy already with superstar development. Okay, if Roquan Smith wants to get up to superstar X Factor, I'm not going to stop him. Our offense is really bad. Our defense is pretty good. Real good. Our offense is so bad. The reason we're 3-4 is we're only scoring 22 points per game. We have the worst offense in the league. Time for a change, so maybe we can sneak into the playoffs. I'm really surprised the Bucs offensive playbook wasn't performing well in simulation. Hopefully, just switching to Chiefs should do the trick. Now, the only thing I'm not stoked about from Chiefs playbook is it over-involves the slot receiver, as a lot of these playbooks do, and it really involves the tight end. And I have Tyler Conklin, who's good, but not great. And we snuck into the playoffs. Won the division, by the way, at 9-8. Jamie Spector's putting up numbers, by the way. I think that's the Bucs rookie quarterback. Zach Wilson close to 5,000 yards, 42 touchdowns, did throw 17 interceptions. Breece Hall was pretty good. Justin Jefferson was a huge addition to this team, 1,300 receiving yards, 15 touchdowns. Elijah Moore was great. Tyler Conklin, as I told you, was very involved. Even Garrett Wilson had a pretty good season. Roquan Smith was a big addition to this team as well. Quinnen Williams still great. And then Jermaine Johnson, 13.5 sacks while not starting. Was he a rush end? Do I just start Jermaine Johnson now over Bryce Huff? I guess I probably have to, right? I mean, I guess it's pretty much happening already. We had 4 players with double-digit sacks. Jermaine Johnson is playing his way somehow into the starting team, which, again, I don't mind. Just Bryce Huff was slated in that spot over him. But now Jermaine Johnson, who was the rush right end, I mean, we could just leave it as is. It seems to be working out. He's still getting playing time. That's actually maybe even the best way to do this. Oh, also, by the way, okay, Barry James just has superstar X Factor. All right, well, he's going to play now. Okay. I was not ready for that. That's insane. He was actually slated. I don't know if I showed this. He was slated to be sub linebacker, but I'm like, no, we're going to play Nixon over him. I may have shown it. I don't remember. But no, he's going to play a lot now. Okay, it's a really good pick. That's lucky. Superstar X Factor, and he was like a 71 overall. How often does that happen? Probably more than I even noticed then, right? All right, Raiders in the wild card. We'll see if we can beat them. We are actually a better team here, and we do get past the Raiders in the first round of the playoffs. 35-31. The Steelers are in the divisional, probably have Kenny Pickett. And Whitfield will go up to a 75 overall. Pretty good for a rookie that really wasn't even supposed to play very much. Still probably a star dev. We'll see if we can get past the Steelers here. And we do. 45-21. And now, in our way, it's Joe Mixon. It's Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert and the Bengals. Sounds so wrong. But it is the case. We'll do pass coverage for Barry James here. This is the one superstar X Factor on my team. Well, I guess Justin Jefferson is too. I mean on defense, really, but not Roquan Smith. I don't know. Is Quinnen Williams superstar X Factor now? He might be. All right, we'll jump into the conference championship here, take over if we need to, and see if this team can win it all. Barry James, dude. That's the superstar X Factor. I'm still bewildered by that. Okay, so I want you guys to weigh in on this, okay? This dude, nice guy, hockey and a bunch of numbers, right? I guess the first 34,815 hockeys were taken. Says, hey, he's just trying to help me out. Sends me a picture of the best playbooks to use. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. It's like not easy to read. And I quote tweeted and I said, is this the camera you used? Potato? Not even like that funny of a joke, right? Just like an old internet meme of like using a potato as like a camera or a capture device. And like 60% of my replies, like, oh, Bengal, this was uncalled for. He's just trying to help. Like, is this just me? Or is this like not, am I like this much of a dick? Like, this is not insulting. Am I crazy here? Or is everyone else just too soft? And there's a line, right? But like, are we really gonna freak out over I tweet a picture of a potato? Is this a joke? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe that was super out of bounds. Dude is across the room zooming on whatever, presumably his phone. And I don't know. I can simply not understand people getting upset about that. Anyway, it is 28-6 here, 35-6 into the second half. Bengals trying to make this a game, and they actually are doing a decent job of it now. It's 35-25. Oh my goodness, please. It's 35-32. Please. Please win the game. Oh my goodness, we are up only by 6. We got the football back though. It's 41-32. Okay, that's game. Wow, we really did about the best job possible of blowing that. That was like what? It was like a 25-point lead, something in that neighborhood that turned to like, was it 3 points at its smallest? I think it was. Dude, that's crazy. Okay, we have made it to the Super Bowl here in 2024, which is always nice to make it here this quickly. Only what, 1 season? We're on a Giants type run of, barely having a record to make the playoffs. I mean, won the division at 9-8. Yet here we are on a magical run to the Super Bowl, and we're playing what would have been a Tom Brady team, but of course they've replaced him in year. Is this year 3? It is year 3. Okay, so for whatever reason I thought this was year 2. It's not. Regardless, we'll check out the roster because this is where we'll see dev trait increases if we get any. I don't see any on offense. I think it's just bog standard, exactly what we had before. And then defensively, I also don't see any changes. This is a Super Bowl team and not one player played well enough to get a dev trait increase. Ah, you're killing me, game. Maybe it's actually just the offseason now. Maybe they've changed it, which I doubt. But all right, we'll go in. Super Bowl, Jets, Bucks. The Jets have not won the Super Bowl since Super Bowl 3 in 1969. I believe so. So this is always where it gets weird. Like, they did win it in 1969, but it was the 1968 season. But I feel like everybody says 69. It's kind of like with the Giants, right? Like, for example, they won the Super Bowl in 2007 and 2011. Those seasons. But also, the games were played in 2008 and 2012. Because, obviously, most of the regular season is in the previous year. And then January, February, playoffs. And I don't know, like, what would you call that? Like, if there were a trivia question, and you're like, what year did the Jets win the Super Bowl? But would it be for the season? Or would it be in the actual year that the game was played? I've always operated under the season, so I guess it would be 1968. But also, how do you say that someone who says 1969 is wrong, or vice versa? I don't know. I'm a little conflicted with that. We are up 17-0. The Bucks are not fighting. They're down 24-0. This would be a monumental collapse by the Jets, although we've seen it from teams before. It's 31-17. Bucks are fighting back in this one. We really have not been scoring points here in the second half. It's 34-31, and it's 4th and 5. And our kicker missed a 57-yard field goal. Okay, dude, we're hopping in, and we're going to blow this. Oh, my goodness. They're absolutely going to get into field goal range. We should have punted. Oh my God, dude. We're going to lose the game. We kept him in bounds, though, which is huge. Man coverage and get deep. Get deep. Quick throw outside. Dropped. We're going to ice them. Bucks are lining up to go for the field goal. Cairo Santos could tie things up for the Buccaneers. I've iced them. We're going to use a Roquan here. Make sure that this can't be a fake. Cairo Santos' kick is up. And it is good. No, dude. Oh, it's not the 28-3. But it was 24-3. It was 24-0. And just like in the Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl, it's going to go to overtime. And in the Super Bowl, the Patriots obviously ended up winning it in OT. The first ever overtime Super Bowl. And it looks like this one will be going to overtime as well. Unless we get a miracle return and we don't get one. Unbelievable, dude. The absolute collapse. I should have jumped in and just got the first down. And we didn't win the toss. Oh my God. 2nd and 10 here in overtime. TB12 out of shotgun. I don't even care what his name is. It's got to be TB12. Playing for the Bucks with number 12. I mean, that is a team Tom Brady's most well known for, right? The Bucks. I think so. Oh, Bengal, it's the Patriots. Dude, right now, Twitter, I just gotta be used to them being, stupid. That's like the biggest play of the game, probably. In my Lions video, have a moment where I say, man, a lot of Josh is on this team. And starting from Josh Pascal, and I say Josh Herbert, Josh Okuda, who are very much just not named Josh. And then I get tweeted at, being like, oh, Bengal YouTube, everybody. I think his name's Josh. Yeah, good call, dude. Maybe I got baited. But also, like, I baited you. But maybe it's a double bait. Anyway, touchdown, Zach Wilson to Elijah Moore. Wish I got this type of separation in Giants franchise. But that is the Super Bowl 1. Zach Wilson, 360 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Good game. Super Bowl win for the Jets. I didn't even play out the celebration. Too busy complaining about random Twitter replies. And you know what, Cody? I know you're watching this shit. Piece of shit. Anyway, 2024 season recap. Jamie Spector did win MVP. Zach Wilson Super Bowl MVP, though. No Jets on the side, but another Offensive Player of the Year for Cooper Kupp. Okay, hold on a second. Is Rams playbook just unbelievably cracked for receiver numbers? I mean, Matthew Stafford was really good. Didn't really have much of a running game, but is Mitch Gibson even good? He's not that good. He's an 80 overall. That's like whatever. And then receiving, Cooper Kupp had over 2,000 yards and 23 touchdowns. Wide receiver 1 is like obviously the biggest part of this offense. No one else is even involved, really. So do I even want to go to that? I probably won't. I'm just going to keep things as is, and we'll try to repeat as Super Bowl champions. So Elijah Moore we would have to bring back. DJ Reed I would bring back. Laken Tomlinson I think I would. Elijah Vera Tucker certainly. Tyler Conklin maybe. Zach Wilson for sure. It's amazing. He should be better at this point. But we do have money. I think we've played things fairly well. I'll give him a 5-year deal though. And welcome back Zach Wilson to the Jets. Elijah Moore, I had to overpay for him, but we got him back. DJ Reed's going to be really cheap. He's actually not. He's not like super expensive, but for 2 years, he's going to test free agency. Not going to franchise tag him. Laken Tomlinson also going to test free agency. Okay, I just have to do a very low risk contract for AVT. He's going to test free agency. We just won the Super Bowl, dude. Michael Carter also, dude, I'm doing the very low risk contract and they are declining it every time. Like Tyler Conklin, like I can just do better. I'm going to franchise tag AVT. That's worth it to me. And then I guess we just have to replace these guys in free agency. I don't know why they don't want to be back. I was willing to overpay and keep them. And they said, nah, you're not keeping me in New Jersey. I guess I left New Jersey too. I live in Texas now. But, it's not that bad of a place. Oh, Kyle Pitts is here? And I'm running KC Playbook? I will overpay for Kyle Pitts by a lot. Give me Kyle Pitts on the team. Show me some good things. Okay, good things. We got Kyle Pitts. We got Patrick Surtain. I upgraded over DJ Reed. Now we have 3 awesome corners. Bryce Hall probably plays in the slot. Surtain and Gardner on the outside. Now, we're running really low on money. I really could use an upgrade at guard. I really don't want to have to draft one, but that might be our best option. So we lose out on Tomlinson. The rest of the line is obviously good. Kyle Pitts is a huge addition. Like, our offense is going to be disgusting now. I could use a backup running back as well, but it's not like paramount that we get one. And then defensively, you know what I could do instead? I could trade one of my backup. I could trade Nixon maybe for a guard, just straight up. I'm going to keep the thing I have going on with the D-line. James is going to start at outside linebacker. Dude, we're going to be so good. This is a really good team. Probably one of my more favorite teams that I've built so far. It's not like the highest overall, but I think we've just really drafted well. We spent our money well. We still gone after some huge players and got them, obviously. And this offense is going to be, like, unstoppable. Defense is looking incredible. I love this team. Now, the only problem is, I mean, when you look at the defense, do I really want to lose this aerodynamic son of a gun? I don't think so. I'd like to keep him And it's not going to be tough to get a guard. I just have to figure out how to do it financially. And maybe it's getting like Chris Lindstrom, who, I guess, would he still be on his rookie deal? I guess Kyle Pitts wasn't. No, he wouldn't be. So maybe he'd be a little bit more expensive. Can I save money anywhere? John Franklin-Myers, AVT. I franchise tagged him. Roquan. Jermaine Johnson. No, we're going to be good with the team that we have. Ruckert's fine. I don't really need a backup tight end beyond that. So I guess we just draft a guard. Like, I still have 10 mil. But I don't want to spend all of that. Even though this is probably the last season, like, I don't want to operate like it's the last season. I want to operate like, okay, you know, this team's not going to get blown up. I tried to sign Austin Corbett, by the way. He ended up going to Green Bay. Superstar dev for Corbett. I don't know how he possibly could get superstar dev. But, I mean, you do see some offensive linemen break out late in their careers. I think probably, maybe not even super late into his career, but one of the best examples of that is Wyatt Teller, who was with the Bills for how long? Just 2018? Really? 5th round pick out of Virginia Tech. Was only with the Bills for 1 year in 2018. Went to the Browns in 2019, and then boom. Back-to-back, second team All-Pro in 2020 and 2021. Honestly, I think probably either the best or second best right guard in the league. I would probably put Zach Martin ahead of him. But Wyatt Teller is so good. One of the names that you probably don't hear much about, but you should. He's incredible. This dude, Juan Michael, could be an all-timer. Improviser type. If he's super fast, looks like he can throw the ball pretty well. Anyway, we're not looking for a quarterback, but some of these guys look interesting. We even got Alien Knott here. Or Alien. What am I looking for? Offensive line. I mean, I'm probably not going to find anything here. But, I mean, this is basically how I decided to do it. So one of these guys needs to be good enough to start. JD Grubbs, maybe he's as good as Ben Grubbs. Maybe that's a hint. Okay, NFL draft time. Obviously, as I mentioned, I'm really looking to come out of this with... How do we have a top 10 pick? I'm looking to come out of this with an offensive lineman, but I'm not like locked on that. Looked at all these guys. Will Franklin certainly looks like the worst one. Howie Harper, center, could play him at guard potentially. Looks to be quite good. And we wouldn't have to spend a very high pick on him. His power overall is pretty bad, but he's an option. And then JD Grubbs, I like the look of, quite a bit actually. Elite strength. JD Grubbs is the one. I'm about to take a guard. Oh, he's round 2 to 3. I don't even have to do that. So we pick a 10 and 23. I can wait. I can really wait. Xavier Joseph out of Clemson. Looks good. Good athlete. I don't need linebacker really at all. But I'm going to take him anyway because he looks good. We have 3 first-round picks. Man, I'm pretty good at getting those. It's not super tough to do. Can we use a backup safety? Yeah, we sure could. Julius Barrow. I mean, looks like a really good athlete. There goes Doug Johnson. Okay, this is where I take my first offensive lineman just because we really need one. It's going to be Howie Harper out of Oklahoma. No telling if he'll start or not. But he does have hidden strength. Nope, he's got 89 strength. Hidden dev. And again, overall looks pretty good, just not powerful. Like the power on him is down. But I'm not really super worried about that. And then with this pick, we pick again at the end of the second round too. Maybe I just go BPA here. Okay, Larry Eddins. We might have something here. Larry Eddins, A, block shed. Finesse moves is whatever. B, power moves, A, tackle. He's really just a defensive tackle pretty much. I'm going to take him. He does have hidden dev, 89 strength. A lot of hidden devs in this class for me so far, which is always nice. It's so demoralizing to take somebody with normal dev. It's so bad. It doesn't really even play that big of an impact in all actuality. I mean, like a little bit, but it's not the end of the world because you can upgrade those guys. But oh no, did the other guard go off the board? I think he went off the board. Okay, well, hopefully I didn't miss out big. That center's gonna start for me, guaranteed. How did I do that? I really just took a run-stopping defensive end, basically a defensive tackle, over a position I actually needed where the guy would have started, maybe. He looked good. I don't know why I've done that. I guess I just thought he was going to be available. The outside linebackers is 73. Julius Barrow out of Texas. Oh, DBU coming back. Hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns. Dude, Texas is going to get probably railed by Bama. I sure hope not. I'm going to the game with Wheels, with Brett Coleman. If you guys know those guys on YouTube. Wheels Ultimate Team for Madden. Brett, football breakdowns. It's probably not going to be good. But I hope it's an upset. 73 overall for Howie Harper. We'll be like a 75 at guard. Larry Eddins is good at a 74. I could just trade him for the guard if the guard's any good. Hopefully he's not just like the best player in the class. Number 1 player is Jay Whitlock. 80 overall running back. Giants top 10 running back. Sound familiar? Should. There are some good players in here. Where is this guard? He's not ranked very high. So I'm starting to feel a little bit better about my choice here. Oh, he's a 72? Oh, I'm okay. I've done all right. He does have hidden dev, but I probably wouldn't have started him anyway, which I'm sure he'll just have superstar dev because of it. Only star. No, I've done well. I've done well. All right, Howie Harper. How good are you? I mean, looks good. Again, just the power's low, but everything else looks really solid. He's only 6'1". That's like not a guard in the NFL. Hunter Thomas is also 6'1". You know what? He's just going to have heart to him. He's going to be the rare, small, offensive guard. And Howie Harper is a 75 overall at left guard. Team looks really solid. Again, I'm going to go Garrett Wilson over Elijah Moore. Superstar Dev to me just has more potential to be a little bit better for me. And I did say that James was going to start at right outside linebacker. That much has not changed. And then Barrow, I mean, he'll see the field in some aspect. This is a really good team. So I've moved Nixon to outside or inside linebacker, James to outside linebacker, even though they're both not a scheme fit there. But it just ensures that he plays more, and he'll be the sub linebacker behind Roquan Smith as well. Elijah Moore can stay in the slot. I guess he'll get targeted more than Garrett Wilson, but that's okay. That'll kind of make up for the fact that that Wilson is above Elijah Moore in the depth chart, because Moore will just end up being more productive. This is the team I'm going to try and go back-to-back. I think it's a team that definitely can. And we're going to go straight to the playoffs. And if we miss the playoffs, it's some BS. And we are 9-8. We didn't even win the division. This just goes to show you the Bills at 10-7. They've won the division with an 84 overall. We have a 94 overall team. Our offense has taken a huge step back to number 24. What are you talking about? You know what? I am going to go with the Carolina playbook for this playoff run because it's so good. And also the guy tweeted at me. I know I've used it before. But, you know what? Shout out to the guy that I apparently roasted. And Matt Rule got fired also, so that's nice. Doesn't bode well for us here. Actually, you know what? In the tweet, Hockey 34816 says multiple zone run. So we're going to try that out. Multiple zone run. Carolina, Matt Rule playbook, obviously. And, oh, Harper, by the way, superstar dev? Okay. Yo, this team is so good. This is a really, really good team. Definitely one of my favorites so far. Kyle Pitts, I don't know, maybe was good. Don't know any other dev traits. Oh, actually, you know what? Barrow also has superstar dev. Dude, I mean, this is insane. I just don't get how we were 25th in yards. Zach Wilson has put up some pretty similar numbers. Breece Hall had an awesome year. 1,600 yards and 12 touchdowns and over 5 per carry. Elijah Moore was very good. I should have put Justin Jefferson in the slot, maybe. He probably would have been uncoverable. Kyle Pitts had a pretty good year. We just didn't get in the end zone as much as I would have preferred. 17 tackles for loss for Quinnen Williams. Didn't really get a ton of pressure, to be honest. 10 sacks for Jermaine Johnson, 9.5 for Carl Lawson. Did get quite a few interceptions in there. 4 for Sauce Gardner. Top 5 pick by the Jets in 2022. So, okay. We're putting up decent numbers. Dude, I can't believe the only 2 players we've had revealed so far for dev trait both have superstar dev, including an offensive lineman. Very nice. Very nice. I hope to get this luck in Giants franchise, but I'm sure we're just going to get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs here to the Bills. Yep, 21-20. It's a joke. And then Seahawks, Bills, Super Bowl. You know, we can all blame hockey in the comments. No, don't do that. Seahawks beat the Bills. Mac Jones with the Eagles wins MVP. Okay. Jeremiah Stein, the new Seahawks quarterback, is their Super Bowl MVP. And that's going to do it for the video. This is the final team. It's a really good final team. Justin Jefferson went down to Superstar, even though I have it turned off because it's still broken in the game. Makes me so mad, but Breece Hall went up to Superstar Dev. Team overall obviously looks very solid. We did manage to win a Super Bowl in this video, thankfully. And then Edens has Superstar X Factor because of course he does. What is that draft class from me? This dude is Superstar X Factor? He's incapable of getting to the quarterback. He's got 74 power moves. I don't know, man. What a draft. Let's go back through that. I took a center, Superstar Dev. I took a strong safety, Superstar Dev. I took a linebacker, okay, Star Dev, whatever. And then defensive end was Superstar X Factor. And what a ridiculous class. I don't know, man, that's the video. That was crazy. All right, what a way to end it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.